Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Thank you for coming to the Weekly Live for Relationship Communications. Welcome to this week's Weekly Live. I'm thrilled that you're here with me. If you are joining me live, please say hello and let me know where you're coming in from. And for those of you that may be joining us for the first time, I'm Lisa DeToffol, and I'm the founder of Relationship Communications. It's my online community where I work with established and aspiring entrepreneurs. And today I'm going to be your host for the Relationship Communications Weekly Live. Again, if you are joining us live, say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. Or if you're watching this later, please do use hashtag replay to let me know that you are watching this at a later time. This is my weekly live stream that I do every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I hope you'll add that to your calendar and make plans to join me every Friday morning at 10 a.m. And my goal here is to share tactical and practical information to help you get to where you want to go faster than you can go on your own. I've been an entrepreneur for 7 years. I've made many mistakes, and I'm here to tell you I can help you move through them more quickly by sharing what I've learned through my experiences. Let me know where you're coming in from again if you are joining live. And we are streaming on various different places. So if you are joining us on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button or ring that bell so that you can be notified every time that we do go live. Again, thank you for being here or joining me for today. So today we're going to be talking about make networking easy. If a lot of you network like I do, you definitely want it to be easy, right? And we don't want to overcomplicate things when we're trying to meet new people to help grow our business, right? But before I jump into our topic, I want to introduce myself. So I was a preschool teacher back in 2017 and 25 years prior to that, so before starting my business. And I had dreamed of working from home for a very long time. But I had been through 2 messy divorces and had been a single mom twice, and it didn't seem possible at that time. I was the breadwinner for my household and kind of scared to take that chance and step out on and do anything on my own. And I met my husband, Jeff, in 2012, and that's when I could see the possibilities of my dream coming true. However, it was not an easy task. With Jeff's support, I started a training program, learned how to be a virtual assistant in 2018, and it also showed me actually how to start my own business. So by the end of that program, I had a couple of clients and have continued to grow my business and the Tiger Eye Solution team, which was established in 2021, every single year. The Tiger Eye Solution team now consists of 10 virtual assistants, including myself, and we offer an array of different types of services. So, of course, my life definitely looks a whole lot different now than it did back then. This is my husband, Jeff, my 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa, my 3 grandchildren, John Price, Hattie Joe, and Anakin. So they're all growing very, very fast. But grandchildren are the best. If you don't have any, you have something to look forward to, for sure. So let's dive into making network easy. So actually, we're not ready for that just yet. Today, we're talking about networking and how to make networking easy. If you're just starting your business, you need to spread the word about your business to be successful. The bottom line is you just need to do that. Tell other people about your business, about what you do. And networking is a great way to do this. Now, some of you may have never networked before, especially if you're just, in the beginning stages of your business, and that's okay. And for some of you, the thought of it sounds terrifying. You know you need to do it, but you're terrified to do it. You're scared to do it. I get it. I totally get that. So if that is you, let me know that in the comments, okay? If you are terrified to network. I do have a little bit of a scratchy throat, so I apologize for that. But so here's how I used to think about networking. This may resonate with you. I would change into some uncomfortable professional clothes. I would leave the house because I do work from home. And then I would go to an event, enter the event, and I would realize I know no one in the room. And I would freeze. I felt out of place. I was the one standing in the corner in the back of the room because I didn't want to talk to anybody. I looked around and compared myself to everybody else in the room, and I was coming up short for sure. And then I would talk to one or two people, fumbling or on my words, all the things. You could probably hear it in my voice. But the voices in my head, the gibberish, were screaming, "You're the wrong thing. You don't know what you're talking about. Why are you here?" It was terrible. And then the entire experience was miserable. And then what happens? I go home and think, I don't have what it takes. I can't do this, etc. Has that happened to you? Has that happened to anyone? Share that in the comments if it has. All right, so that is normal when you're first starting out, when you don't know what you don't know about networking, okay? Networking is all about making connections. And so we're going to break it down, okay, today. And first, we're going to start with the definition of what networking is, okay? Networking is the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. I'm going to repeat that again. Networking is the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. So basically, it's about going to an event and making business friends. How hard is that? Who doesn't like making new friends, right? There's no selling involved. You don't have to go there and try to impress someone. That's not necessary. It's not about being perfect. It's not about any of those things. It's about talking to people about what you do professionally. So take the pressure off yourself, right? There's no need to put that pressure on yourself. How many of you think that if you don't leave having wooed someone, it hasn't been successful? If you haven't impressed someone, right? You've wooed them into your space or wowed them into your space. You can see the light bulb go off when you're talking to them. And they say, "Oh, I need this. Like if they're talking to me, they're going to say, "Oh my gosh, you can help me with that? I definitely need to talk to you and sign up for your services." Right? The light bulb moment that they have and they realize they need what you have to offer. Whether it's virtual services like what I offer, or if it's something else. Whatever it is you offer within your business, because all our businesses are different, right? So that's not really true at all. I was, talking about this recently with someone, and a lot of us have voices in our heads about, I talk too much. My voice is too low. My voice is too high. All the things. And that brings baggage. You don't want to do that. Okay? You don't have to wow somebody. You don't have to make that light bulb go off. If you do, that's great. That's not your intention, okay? That's not a have to thing while you're at this meeting or at this event, okay? So, like I said, Don't think that you talk too much. Don't think that you talk too loudly or, whatever. You just need to leave all that at the door when you walk in. Okay? So don't think any of those things. Oh, I have to go in here and impress somebody. Oh, I have to watch my voice. I don't want to be too loud or too low. Just leave all that at the door when you walk into the event. And say to yourself, I'm me, I'm fine, I'm enough, and I'm sharing about my business. I did this just yesterday. I went to an in-person networking event just yesterday. I'll share more about that in a few minutes. Now, it absolutely helps if you're prepared when someone says, what do you do for work? Because you're going to get asked that question, okay? If you go to a networking event, you're going to get asked that question. So let's get ready for it beforehand, okay? To be successful at networking, you have to be good at talking about your work or talking about what you do. You have to be ready when someone asks you, what do you do? This is a given, okay? It's going to happen when you're meeting someone new, okay? When you go to an event and you're meeting new people. This is why you are there at the event. So I want you to think about this ahead of time. A lot of people treat this like a trick question. Like, what are they talking about when they ask, what do you do? This is why I encourage you to stop talking after you share the simple version of what you do. That's all you need to do. Have a very simple version that you can say right off the top of your head. So yes, you need to practice it beforehand so that you know it inside and out. And you can just say it right off the top of your head when they ask you that question, and then just stop talking. Now, if they ask you further questions, that's fine. You can continue the conversation, right? So again, I encourage you to stop talking when you share the simple version of what you do. Most people just start talking and talking and talking and talking, and they think they're making sense, but they're really not. The person you're talking to probably has no idea what you're talking about. So here's what I say, and I want you to say something similar. You can tweak this to what you need it to say for you and your business, okay? So, or, when you're at a networking event and maybe they go around the room. Everybody gets 30 seconds to a minute to share on what they do. Then I want you to have something prepared, again, beforehand. It's best to have it memorized if you can as well. But I'm going to share with you what I say. I'm a virtual assistant. I work with entrepreneurs and business owners and help them with the admin pieces of their business, like email newsletters, website updates, and PowerPoint presentations. And then I stop talking. That tells them who I work with, tells them what I do. That's all they need to know at that moment. Now, if they have questions, I'm happy to continue the conversation and answer their questions, or if they would like to schedule a conversation after that event is over to further discuss what I do, I'm happy to do that as well. Okay? But that's all you need to say. Think about how clear that is. It's clear, it's straight to the point. You're not adding a bunch of verbiage that they're not going to understand. You're not using jargon, things that they may or may not understand. It's simple and straight to the point, okay? Again, it's very clear, and that's what you want it to be. is very, very clear. You don't need to be any more expressive. In other words, you don't need to add all that talk stuff. It's not necessary. Okay. Now, again, if someone has a question, they will ask, and then you're going to have a conversation, because you'll definitely answer their question and you can take it into a conversation to discuss. Okay. Whether it's right there, if you do have time to have a conversation right there at the event, or if y'all choose to schedule a time outside the event to have a conversation and talk about it further. A lot of people get hung up with, but I can do way more than that. Well, so can I. Tiger Eye Solution can do so much more than that. However, most people in the room are not going to know what some of that stuff is, or they're not going to understand what some of that stuff is. Okay. I could say I can build marketing automation funnels with Infusionsoft. People don't know what that means. Maybe one person does, but it's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about leaving with people understanding what you do. That is the goal. You want the people that you talk to understand exactly what it is that you do. So really take the pressure off of networking. Go with the idea that you might meet some cool people, make some cool friends. And there is more to networking, and we will talk about that another time. But to start building the relationships, making those connections, that's why you're there. You're building relationships with other entrepreneurs without all the confusion. And that's exactly what you want to do. Think about it like this. Let's say you are a quilter. You make quilts, okay? And you go to a quilting bazaar, okay? Or you go to these quilting events, and you're talking about thread, intention, you're talking about fabric, where you get your fabric, all the things that goes along with making a quilt, right? When you're an entrepreneur and you go to a networking event, you're talking with people that have similar interests. The interest is being an entrepreneur. They're an entrepreneur just like you are, right? They're in business just like you're in business. So you will create friendships around that, and you might talk about different things that you can help each other with. They may ask you about a specific tool maybe that you use within your business. I shared that I can do website updates, so they may have some questions about websites, or maybe they don't have a newsletter. I shared, in my statement that I can do email newsletters, so they may have some questions about how to get a newsletter started. I can answer those questions for them right there on the spot, right? So, now if you would like to learn more about networking, I host a free networking mixer each month in the relationship communications community. I did not add my slides for that. I'm so sorry. The next one is in September, the next mixer. Let me check my calendar on the date for that. If you're not part of the relationship communications free Facebook group, I invite you to head on over to Facebook and join the group for free. There's all kind of different posts in there about the mixers, also about the free 3-day event that I have starting on September the 10th. And it's also about networking. It's called the Networking Method Launchpad. So you definitely want to sign up so you can be a part of that. Again, it starts on September the 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, but you do need to sign up for that. There is a post in the community, relationship communications community, to where you can sign up for that 3-day event. And our next networking mixer will be on September the 30th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you will make plans and put that on your calendar. You can, also sign up for that in the Facebook group. There's a post in there about that as well. But the next mixer is September the 30th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I do go back and forth with the times for the mixers. 1 month it'll be at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. The next month it'll be at 6 p.m. in the evening, to kind of make it accessible for everyone. So if you can't make it in the afternoon, maybe you can make it to the evening one. Or if you can't make it to the evening one, maybe you can come in the afternoon and join us. But I would love for you to come and network with us. You can actually get into a Zoom room and have a conversation with me. You can meet new people. We do the breakout room so that you can have one-on-one conversations with those and that's at the meeting as well. So it's a great way to network. If you want to learn more about networking, the Launchpad is perfect. The Networking Method Launchpad is free. It's a 3-day event. I hope you'll add that to your calendar as well. It starts September the 10th. You do need to sign up for this event. So go to the Relationship Communications Facebook group and sign up, because the event itself takes place in a private Facebook group. And so after you sign up, you will get invited to that private Facebook group where everything will be taking place. So I want to wish everybody a happy holiday weekend. We do have a holiday coming up on Monday. So I hope everyone enjoys their holiday weekend, and I will see you again soon.